Hey guys, I'm Will today, and today is going to be talking about Blues versus Highlanders for round 3 of Super Rugby Aotearoa. So yeah, this will be a very exciting game to watch, obviously with both sides wanting to continue their winning form, with the Blues beating the Hurricanes within round 1, and the Highlanders beating the Chiefs, I believe, within round 2. And that was a pretty good game actually to watch, with the Highlanders coming back within the second half. Yeah, obviously this game will be played within Eden Park in Auckland, which is probably the best thing about this, because obviously recently Auckland have been put within level 1, which does mean that fans will be able to attend the game, and there'll probably be a huge amount of fans actually being able to attend this game, obviously because it's being played within Eden Park. So that's another bonus in why you would actually want to watch this match. And then yeah, that's pretty much it with both sides. I mean, I'll give you the lineups now, obviously for both teams, which they've announced, and yeah, I'll just run them by and just tell you what I think about them, and then yeah, I'll just give you my prediction right after. So obviously we'll start off with the props for the Blues. With the propping positions, they've gone with Carlton Afe as well as Offa Tunufasi. So that's a pretty good combo right there from the props. I mean, they'll do pretty well within that scrum, which is kind of what you want, really. I mean, they're two all-black props. It's kind of what you kind of expect them to do well. And what's kind of nice is that on the bench that you also have the likes of James Lay and Nipolalala to come off for them. So yeah, that's going to be a huge difference really for the Blues in that section, and they should probably benefit from that, really. And they'll be facing the likes of even the group as well as Takalahi for the Highlanders. So I'd say, yeah, definitely the Blues have the edge over the Highlanders within that section of the props. Yeah, moving on to the hookers. I mean, the hookers more or less for the Blues. They actually haven't gone with Kurt Eklund this time. They've actually gone with the youngster in the sense with Tolali, who I've heard has he has potential. I haven't seen him play a lot, to be frank, but I know he's done pretty well. I might be wrong with this, but I do believe he played for Auckland within the Mitre 10. I might be wrong with that, but yeah, I think he should do well. We'll see what happens within that position, but more or less he will be facing the likes of Liam Coltman, who obviously is in there to replace Ash Dixon, who's normally kept in the side. But yeah, no, Liam Coltman will be in there, and he brings a lot of experience really for the Highlanders. I mean, he has some all-black experience, so that's kind of why I'd probably edge towards the Highlanders in that hooker position. So moving on to the locks, with the Blues, obviously you do have the likes of Patrick Tuipulotu, who is captain of the side, of course, and his partner in crime actually is going to be a new one for the first time, with Sam Derry actually going to be making his debut for the Blues in this game, which is going to be interesting to see. Obviously, he is a newbie, and I've seen a bit of him within the Mitre 10, so hopefully he'll do well in this game. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, they'll be facing the likes of obviously with Josh Dixon, who's pretty good within that lock position, as well as Selby Rickett, he improved over time, you could say, throughout the last Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. I'd probably edge it towards the Blues just because they have Tuipulotu, and he just brings so much experience. I mean, he's pretty much All Black. In my opinion, he's the All Blacks' best lock, but that can be up for debate, really. But yeah, no, Tuipulotu, that's kind of the reason why I would edge it towards the Blues from that lock position. So moving on to the loose forwards, obviously with the Blues, they do have a ton of loose forwards to select, but this week they've actually stuck with the same loose forwards as usual. I mean, they've gone with at 6 Akira Lione, at 7 they've gone with Douglas Babali, and at 8 they've gone with Hoskins at 2-2. So that's a pretty good lineup, you could say, for that loose forward pack, and yeah, they should be pretty dangerous for the breakdown, and that's probably what the area which they'll be, be most crucial in this game, because obviously they'll be facing the likes of Shannon Vizela for the Highlanders, as well as James Lanky, and Hugh Renton, who's a new one. I actually haven't heard of him, so we'll see how he goes. Because normally you would have Tudu in there, but what's interesting to see is that they've actually switched them out, and they've kept Tudu and Billy Harmon on the bench. So that's kind of a move in the sense of the Highlanders, which I think they can do better impacting the game within the second half. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But for the starting lineup, I'd probably edge it towards the Blues. I just think they have a more dominant loose forward pack there. So anyway, moving on to the backs. For the backs with the 9 and 10 position, obviously the Blues have actually gone with Jonathan Ruru, which is interesting to see, and Ontario Black, obviously at 10. Jonathan Ruru is decent. I mean, they have a plethora actually of selections that can go within that scrum half position with Finlay Christie, Jonathan Ruru, as well as Sam Knock. But yeah, Jonathan Ruru did really, he was very impressive in pre-season. So yeah, he definitely deserves to get a start. And he'll be facing the likes of course, Aaron Smith, who's the captain, who's going to be captaining the side. And his partner in crime will be Josh Lione, who was very good within last week's game against the Chiefs. So yeah, I think both will do pretty well in this game. I mean, Aaron Smith obviously is replacing Fakatawa, who was very good in my opinion, I'd say, last week. He did get a try to stand, but yeah, Aaron Smith does bring that experience within that position, within that scrum half position. But then I'd probably edge it towards the Highlanders, to be honest, with Aaron Smith. It's probably a better combination than Ruru and Black, but do not sleep on Ontario Black, because he was brilliant within round 1 for sure. Anyway, moving on to the centres. So the centres, you know, it's an interesting combination. The Blues have actually stuck with their same combo with Harry Plummer and Rico Lioni, and I think both of them actually played very well within the game. I think Harry Plummer, to be honest, was kind of, he didn't make as much of an impact you would expect him to, because normally he was very good within his, you know, just passing the ball around and actually creating space for players to make a clean break. But Rico was probably the main centre, you could say, within round one, getting a try to his name later on within that game. So yeah, Rico is definitely the one to watch player, I'd say, within this game. You know, he can definitely get a lot of clean breaks, and yeah, they'll be facing the likes of Tompkinson, who did, you know, get, you know, sin-binned, you could say, within last week's game. That's definitely something that the Blues will probably have their eye on. And then his partner in crime will obviously be Michael Collins, ex-Blues player. So that'll be interesting to see how he does. I mean, when he was actually brought into the Highlander squad, he actually did bits for them. So I think he can continue that, and I think he'll steadily improve over time with the Highlanders. So we'll see how that goes. I'll probably edge towards the Blues within that section, just purely on the basis where I think Rico Lioni will have more of an impact from centre than Tompkinson. But you never know. We'll see how this game plays out. So moving on to the wingers for both sides. You know, with the Blues, you do have the likes of Clayton Clark at the 11th spot, and then Martilia at 14. So that's a pretty dangerous combo, to be frank. I think that's probably the best, in my opinion. I'd say second best, you could say, within the whole competition. And then, you know, they'll be facing the likes of John Onoreki, who was just ridiculous last week. I mean, not to mention he had a hat trick of tries as well as a 1 try assist. So he was just, you know, the most informed player you could say within the last round. So he's definitely one to watch out for. But yeah, his partner in crime will obviously be Punavai, who's actually switching into the 14th spot. So that'll be interesting to see how he does there. So yeah, I'd probably edge towards the Blues in that section, but do not sleep on Nareki. He will definitely be, you know, a threat, you could say, for the Highlanders within this game for sure. So anyway, moving on to the last position, obviously with the 15th spot, you know, with the Blues, you have Stephen Parafeta, who was very good, I'd say, within round 1 against the Hurricanes. He did get a try to his name, and yeah, he was really good with his kicking, I'd say, throughout the game. You know, in kicking for territory, he was very good within that remark. So yeah, hopefully he can keep that up. And yeah, he'll be facing the likes of Connor Gordon-Bashop, which is very interesting to see, because obviously he has played 14 really for the Highlanders, and he did get a try to his name within that Crusaders game. But more or less, it's going to be a weird one, because normally you see Mitch Hunt there. Mitch Hunt isn't actually even starting, so he'll be on the bench. So hopefully, same thing applies. He'll probably try to make an impact in that second half. But yeah, I mean, Gordon Bashop, we'll see how he does. But yeah, I'd probably edge towards Parafeta within that one, purely on the basis where I just think he has more Super Rugby experience, and I think he'll have more of an impact for the Blues for this game. So anyway, that's kind of it with both sides. I mean, if I had to say who would actually win the game, I'd probably edge towards the Blues, but just slightly. I'm not going to say it's going to be a huge score, but I'd say it's probably going to be only a difference of like 5 points, I'd say. So I'd probably say the score will end up being, I'll say, 27-22. Yeah, 27-22 to the Blues is my final prediction. So anyway, just hope you guys enjoy your day. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.